For a long time now, we've asked ourselves, does the WWE have its favorites? Who's getting pushed and who's getting forced? We got to see Logan Paul come out, and that's definitely one of those celebrities that is he getting pushed? Is he getting forced? We have Gunther, of course, coming out defending him, saying he has, of course, the athleticism, he has the charisma, he's proven himself outside of the WWE. If he's gonna take that title away from Jey Uso, then it must be him, because Gunther, of course, he's been a champion for so long. He's one of those people who deserves the push, who's being built as a character, who continues to elevate himself from the indie grounds to the NXT level and all the way into what he's done. Now, Jey Uso as the main event champion, we really want to understand how long will his championship tenure reign? How long will he be the champion? Will he continue to eat? Will we continue to see this? Because we keep on seeing the involvement. Now Logan Paul involved. Of course, we have the whole storyline of Seth freaking Rollins, Braun Breaker involved, and now we have so many moving parts. It's actually really good for Jay, and it's left us wondering how much does the WWE believe in Jey Uso. Of course, we're not only going to talk about that, we're going to talk about so much more, and it's a push or force episode here in Ringside Riffs. My name's Andres, and let me just jump into it because Money in the Bank is about to show up, and we need to see who exactly should we be cheering for. Pretty much the women's ladder match is almost set up. We have already a few contenders being made. We do have, of course, the announcement that Zoe Starks got injured, and that was a horrible mess. So we have to continue watching what exactly will happen. We know Rhea Ripley's getting that push, or is she getting forced? We do know she has to always be in that contingency for the women's title, and it just feels like to me that after WrestleMania, they didn't know what to do with her and Io Sky. They didn't know what to do with her and the whole tag team situation with Julia and Roxanne Perez. And now we're left wondering, okay, let's put her right here in the Money in the Bank. Maybe she's not going to win, but she's always pretty much in everybody's thought as a competitor. I believe that's the WWE's process of thinking. That's exactly what they're trying to do at the current stage, and it's not something that is pretty much in that ideology of everybody else. Roxanne Perez seems to be getting a push. She's about to join the Judgment Day. We've seen her. It's actually great storyline telling because we've seen her in other weeks talking with Finn Balor behind the cameras, just like we've seen Naomi behind the cameras and pretty much Nia Jax's promos and everything like that. It's the little details that show us that they're not forcing us, but someone who is getting forced, of course, Logan Paul, who barely shows up, who barely does the work, and of course, he does have the credibility, he does have the stardom power, but it's just to the point where I'm left wondering, how long will the WWE continue to do these two types of storylines? One is a long-term, actually creative, actually rewarding those superstars that are paying off, and one is just short-term things, such as the way they've ended it for everybody else. Zoe Starks had a disappointing injury. She's never gotten that real good push that she deserves. She's an actually great athlete. She's a great competitor, and she's never gotten that recognition from the fans. And it's pretty much very devastating that someone like that, who continues to put in the work, is now going to be out for a while. That injury was cray cray. Now, in other words, we do have pretty much what the Money in the Bank is going to be all about. We're seeing little things like Damian Priest, of course, and Drew McIntyre continue to heat up. We continue to see these glimpses of CM Punk and Sami Zayn and Jey Uso teaming up against Seth freaking Rollins, Braun Breaker, and now it seems like it could be Logan Paul. Saturday night's main event is coming up. Of course, there's a lot of moving parts going on in the WWE, so we have to pay close attention into what exactly is good for business, what is bad for business. Seth freaking Rollins, Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, That's good for business. That's actually a right stepping stone. That's a great movement ever since WrestleMania. It's pretty much one of those things that keeps us in line, keeps us watching. We know John Cena isn't a full timer. He's not going to be on every show. We know Cody Rhodes is pretty much taking a hiatus, a break, or whatever you want to call it. So we're left just pretty much with one title, one real storyline that we can just continue to see every week. And I believe it is something that we get to see on both shows, on SmackDown and on Raw. Something that at least you have little tendencies of what is happening. CM Punk being involved in all this, gets his revenge back on Paul Heyman. That storyline makes sense. Even though there's a lot of moving parts, even though Sami Zayn and CM Punk shouldn't be pretty much together because they should be hating each other because of everything that has happened, the way that CM Punk talked about Sami Zayn at the Royal Rumble. That part maybe doesn't make sense, but they're both protecting Jey Uso. Okay, that kind of makes sense. But CM Punk being there for Paul Heyman, perfect sense. That's not forced. Sami Zayn being there for Jey Uso, perfect sense. That's not forced. Sami Zayn and CM Punk work together. Okay, that's a little forced. So they definitely have to take care of the little entities such as that. They need to take care of things like that. But when they're doing a great job, they're doing small time storyline telling. They're allowing Finn Balor to bring in Roxanne. They're having Liv Morgan, of course, doing her movies, and we have Raquel Rodriguez being upset about the whole situation. That's great. Those are exactly the type of storyline telling we have to continue to watch out. So with Money in the Bank coming up, with main event coming up, with pretty much this halfway mark already of the year coming up, what will the WWE continue to do? How will they continue to deal? And are you satisfied when they just force you these type of superstars? Let me know it down in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe. Let me know. Thank you for watching so far. But I personally do not like being forced. I like the whole way of how they're building up storylines, of how they're making it all together. I don't really like these superstars just burgeoning in, putting themselves in the spotlight, kind of like Lyra Valkyria, who just pretty much got risen up, came up in second place in Queen of the Ring, has the IC title, and now has this feud with Becky Lynch, where she got the money, she got the pretty much the WrestleMania spot, she has the title. It's just sometimes it feels too forced to me. Thank you for watching.